Hello, good morning students. Hope everything is fine. Today I am going to discuss our unit 2 section of light, that is reflection of light on plane surface. So before I am going to discuss the chapter, we should know what is reflection of light. From the term you are familiar very much. So I just read out first. When a ray of light while traveling from one optical medium to another optical medium, say from air to glass, strikes the surface of separation of two medium. Okay, so what is the reflection of light? A ray of light may be returned by the second optical medium into the first optical medium with a change in angle. Okay, so the return of light may be returned from the second optical medium to the first optical medium with a change in angle. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. A ray of light may be absorbed by the medium, so these things can happen there. So the ray of light may be absorbed by the medium. The ray of light may pass through the second optical medium with a change in angle. This is very important. So may pass the second optical medium with a change in angle. This phenomenon is called diffraction of light. So from there we may say that phenomena can take place at the same time. A part of light gets reflected, a part absorbed, or a part refracted. So a part is reflected, a part is refracted, and a part is absorbed. So now there are some terms. So I just explain. This is very important picture. So this is a plane surface. Okay, this is a plane of mirror. Okay, this is the surface. This is the incident ray. This is the incident ray is falling into the surface, and it's a normal, it's a perpendicular, and this is a ray going with this way, making an angle. So this particular ray is called incident ray. This is called reflected ray. This is the normal, and normal to incident ray to normal, that is called anguli. That is called angle of incidence, and angle R, angle of reflection, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, angle of reflection, plane of the incidence and reflection. This is a plane where it is coming. Now in light there is a law is there, it is called Snell's law. After that we will explain it. So first we go through the terms. First we need to know what is mirror. Any smooth polished surface that can turn back the rays of light into the same medium, that is called mirror. Any smooth polished surface which can turn back the rays of light is called, in the same medium, of course in the same medium, it is called mirror. Incident ray, a ray of light which travels from an optical medium, travels towards a mirror, is called incident ray. So towards a mirror, it's a towards a mirror. This arrow you please follow. This arrow is compulsory in a light diagram of light. Arrow is compulsory. It indicates the direction. So a ray of light which travels from an optical medium towards the mirror is called incident ray, and a ray of light which bounces off the mirror surface into the same optical medium in which the incident ray was traveling is called reflected ray. Point of incidence, in the figure B is the point of incidence. This is the point of incidence. Okay, normal is the perpendicular. What I told already, BD is the normal, is the perpendicular. Okay, so this picture is very important, and the points, the terms are very important here. Now we will go to the next page. Next we have angle of incidence, the angle in which the incident ray makes with the normal. I already told angle of incidence, and the another is angle of reflection. That is very important, angle of reflection. That means the angle which reflected ray makes with the normal. I already told. Now last point is very important, last term, reflection of light. The proper definition is given here. The phenomena due to which a ray of light travels from one medium to another medium, bounces off from the surface with a change of angle, that is called reflection of light. So what is the phenomena? The phenomena due to which a ray of light travels from one optical medium into the another optical medium, bounces back. How it is bounces back? Its surface with a change of angle. This is very important, with a change of angle. So that is called reflection of light. Now I already told there is a law is there, that is called Snell's law, laws of reflection. What is the point? Incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lies in the same plane. That means the same surface all will lie. We have already seen in that same surface, incident ray, reflected ray and normal, that is the perpendicular, lie in the same plane at a point of incidence. I told already. And angle of incidence, that means angle I and angle R, angle of reflection, both will be equal. Both are always equal. Angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. That is very important. Okay, so this law also very important. Next we have lateral inversion. Lateral inversion is what? The phenomena due to which left hand side of an object appears as the right hand side and vice versa is called lateral inversion. This lateral inversion we have seen already in case of a plane mirror. At our home also we have sometime observed it. So what is the phenomena? The phenomena due to which left hand side of an object appears as the right hand side and the reverse one also, right hand side appears as the left hand side. So this is a vice versa, that is called, that's why I said. So this is called lateral inversion. So this is one diagram is given, whiteboard, plane mirror. Okay, so lateral, to show that plane mirror produces lateral inversion, plane mirror produces lateral inversion. Okay, now formation of plane mirror, formation of image in plane mirror. In a plane mirror, how images are formed? When object is point source of light, when object is point source of light. So here is a picture is there. Here I am just trying to explain. Here the object is there. What is written? Consider an object O. So O, here is the object situated in front of a plane mirror PQ. In front of the plane mirror PQ, the ray of light starting from O travels in all directions. So arrow is given, travels in all direction. Two rays of light OA and OB. So here OA and OB, two rays of light OA and OB, starting from point A, O, yes correct, starting from point O, on striking the plane mirror PQ, it strikes on the plane mirror PQ. See the plane mirror, it strikes OA and OB. Okay, when obeys, strikes the plane mirror PQ, obey laws of reflection and gets reflected along AC. So it reflected along AC and BD. So what it follows? Laws of reflection. What is the laws of reflection? Incident ray, reflected ray, normal lying in the same plane, and angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be always equal. So this one, I and R always, angle I and angle R always equal. So OA and OB reflected and it comes an AC and BD. When this divergent beam formed by AC and BD reaches the eyes, then the eyes it appears come from the point I. Okay, so I is the image of point object O. I is the image of point object. I is the image of point object O. Now this way object is point source of light. So again there is option is there, when object is an extended source of light, extended source of light. So this is the extended source of light. This diagram has given. What is the diagram? Has given that consider AB a small pencil. Consider AB a small pencil as an extended object placed in front of the plane mirror. Okay, now we shall consider the formation of image of point AB, which are the end of the extended object. Correct. A divergent beam starting from a point A after reflection from plane mirror appears to diverge from point A1. Yes, correct, this one. Same way also this one. Similarly, divergent beam starts from B, reflects from the mirror, then mirror appear diverge to B1. So A1 and B1 is the virtual image of extended object AB, which is laterally inverted and at formed far behind the plane mirror as the object in front of the mirror, in front of the object. So what is given? So what I read, that here is AB, so the image is formed A1 and B1. Now it is very important to know some characteristics of image formed by plane mirror. What are the characteristics? First is that image is virtual. In a plane mirror, image is virtual. It means that image cannot be taken on the screen. Very important. Image is as same of the object. Size of the image and size of the object is same. We have seen also. Then image is formed as far behind the mirror. As far behind the mirror. Yes, as the object is in front of it. Object will be in front and mirror will be, and image will be formed behind the mirror. And lastly, image is literally inverted. We already said literally inverted. We have seen also. This means that left side of the object appears as the right side and vice versa. Image is erect. So these are the characteristics of plane mirror. It is very important to know. Now regular reflection and irregular reflection. From these two pictures you are getting some idea that in case of a regular reflection what happens, in case of a irregular reflection what happens. When a parallel beam of light striking some smooth and polished surface, this is a smooth and polished surface, this is a parallel beam of light striking. So what happened is reflected as a parallel beam of light. So it reflected parallel beam of light and its angle always equal. So it is reflected in the same way in case of a regular reflection. For example, mirror, still water, oil, highly polished metal. So is a regular reflection. And regular reflection helps in the formation of image, and hence we can see our face in a mirror. However, it causes very strong glare and not good for eyes. And in case of a irregular, see there is a rough surface, you can say. So rough surface, yes, when the parallel beam of light on striking some of the rough surface is reflected in different direction, we have seen many times. This kind of reflection is called diffuse reflection. Okay, so stone, walls, these are the examples. Diffuse reflection helps to spread the light energy over a vast area. So it is spread the light energy over a vast area, hence helps in general illumination. Furthermore, it cuts off glare and does not strain our eyes. Yes, but most important it is. So it is also called irregular reflection or diffuse reflection. Now next is reflecting periscope. So this way, reflecting periscope consists of cardboard or wooden tube bent twice, so at an angle 45-45. So these are example of reflecting periscope. So reflecting periscope can be used to see above the head of crowd. It can be used by soldiers. However, there is one problem with this kind of periscope. If any dust or moisture deposits on plane mirror, it stops working. This is one of the drawback, you can say. It stops working because no reflection of light takes place. Now below it is given difference between real image and virtual image. Real image means it can be taken on a screen mostly, and virtual image it cannot be taken on a screen. Real image always inverted, virtual image always erect but laterally inverted. Real image light actually meet at the point of rays of light actually meet at a point after reflection. Rays of light appear to meet at a point after reflection. So these are the main difference between, very important difference between real image and virtual image. Next we have some uses of plane mirror. One of the uses of, they are used in looking glass, very common. They are used in looking glass, very common. Next is that they are used by barbers to show the customer the back side of his head. Some are more, some are given. They are used in solar cookers for reflecting the ray of sun into the interior of the solar cooker. Lastly, they are used in making reflecting periscope. Okay. Next is what? Next is what? Next is given primary colors, that is a RGB. White light is composed of 7 colors. Vibjor: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. However, when these colors fall simultaneously on the retina of the eyes, the general perception is white. Okay, so it has been found that there are 3 basic colors of light depending upon their wavelengths. All other colors found by intermixing these colors. These 3 colors are called primary color. What are they? RGB. So this way it is given. See, okay, in primary colors, white light are, primary colors of white light are red, green, blue. These are called primary colors because they cannot made by mixing other colors of light. Rest of the other colors are formed by adding these primary colors. Basically, white light is made up of only 3 primary colors, that is RGB. Red, green, blue. Okay, so these are the primary color. Next is there formation of secondary color by color addition. So this way, this particular picture give you some idea. This way you can mixing the, adding the color, so you can make color addition. Diagram for color addition. The addition of these 3 primary colors of light with varying intensity will result in countless other colors which are familiar and unfamiliar with. A color television and a computer monitor have any array of tiny spots. Each spot is made up of 3 dots, phosphor dots corresponding to the primary colors red, green and blue. Each array of on a monitor screen starts out as black. The colors seen on the monitor are due to the combination of this primary color after the illumination of the array. Okay, so these are the formation of secondary color by color addition. Next is color subtraction. What is it? The phenomena due to which selective colors reflection takes place from an object in the presence of white light. So what is this? This phenomena due to which selective color reflection takes place. So selective color expression takes place from an object in the presence of white light is called color subtraction. For example, milk appear white in white light because most of the colors of white light are reflected and hence the sensation in our eyes is white. A crow appears black in white light. Yes, because the pigment in its feather absorbs all the colors of white light and reflects none. As no color is received by the eyes, it appears black. So these are the color subtraction. So students, these are the explanation of the last session of our unit 2. Hope this video will help you a lot to understand the chapter. So these are the explanation of the chapter. So, and we have completed our half yearly portion. Please go through the chapters very well. If you have any doubt, any confusion, please contact me. Thank you very much.